Hello everyone and welcome back to the Digital Income Lab. I am Jody Marvin and today we're going to be diving into one of my very favorite topics, which is making money online with digital products. So if you have ever thought about selling templates or guides or printables or online courses or any kind of digital products for that matter, but the idea of setting up either like a Shopify store or an Etsy store and dealing with all their fees and separate platforms, if that made you feel like running for the hills, well then I've got some really great news. You actually do not need Etsy, you do not need Shopify, and you don't need to pay crazy platform fees. Because today I'm going to show you how you can actually create, sell, and deliver products all inside an all-in-one platform, which has a built-in digital storefront. So in today's episode, we are going to cover a few things here, all right? So first, we're going to cover what makes digital products the best way to earn a passive income. Number two is we're going to cover why Social Connector's storefront is a game changer and how it compares to Etsy and Shopify. And third is how the heck do we set up and start selling digital products today, starting today, even if you've never sold online before. And of course, I'm going to be sharing how you can get started for free. So, all right, are you ready? Let's go. So, why digital products? Well, let's talk about digital products and why they are one of the best low effort and high reward income streams. So here is what makes them so amazing. So first of all, you create them once and you sell them forever. There's no inventory, there's no restocking, which is amazing, right? Makes our lives so much easier. Secondly, it's 100% profit. Now, of course, after platform fees, which we're going to be talking about here, okay? But there's no shipping, there's no production costs, nothing like that. You don't have to, deal with any of that stuff. And also, automated sales actually equals money while you sleep. So you don't have to manually fulfill anything. Doesn't that sound wonderful? So now I know some of you might be thinking, all right, Jody, but what kind of digital products can I even sell? Well, I'm going to actually give you some ideas today. So stick around for this, all right? So the first thing that you can do as an idea is to create some templates or workbooks. This would include things like planners or social media templates or even virtual assistant contracts, okay? Depends on what industry you're in, of course. Second idea is you can create ebooks and guides. Those can be how-to guides, checklists, tutorials. Do you have some information or knowledge that you can package up that other people don't know about? I'm telling you, I know that I do. I know that I've dealt with a lot of people that I've met, throughout my journey, and they're like, oh my gosh, how do you know that? How do you do that? Can you teach me how to do it, right? So we all have unique abilities and unique knowledge. So yes, we can package these up as ebooks or guides or templates or workbooks. And the third idea is mini courses. So that would be like a pre-recorded training on something that you're actually an expert in, of course, that you have knowledge in. All right. So mini courses are kind of bigger now, you guys. Okay. In the year 2025, the higher ticket, the big, huge courses that you have to, that take forever, those are kind of fizzling out a little bit, and people really are loving the mini courses, okay, because they can get through them easier. They're lower ticket price. They don't have to invest as much, okay? They don't have to invest as much monetarily or as much of their time. And the fourth idea is something like spreadsheets and trackers. That could be for budgeting or goal tracking or business planners, something like that, okay? And the best part is that once those are created, you know what you can do? You can sell them over and over. And this is actually how you build an income stream that doesn't require constant effort over and over, okay? So you build it once, all right? And then you just keep selling it. All right. So now you might be thinking, okay, but where do I sell my products, right? Because once you build them, where the heck can I house them? Where can I, what do I use to get them out there, right? So most people assume that you need either Etsy or Shopify, but let's be honest that these platforms do come with a few things that are kind of like they're not my favorite features, okay? The first one is high fees. So Etsy does take a cut of every single sale, and Shopify has monthly costs. I don't know if you guys have ever tried either one of these, but I've looked into both, and they do have these fees. I'm not going to say they're hidden fees, but they're fees. The second thing that is not my favorite thing is the algorithm drama. So your products actually can get buried, inside of Shopify or Etsy if you don't constantly promote them. All right. And the third thing is there's a learning curve. Building a Shopify store takes time. Setting up your Etsy store takes time. All right. So you have to put aside time for that as well. All right. But I want to talk to you about a better way that I have found. All right. I actually went through a few different platforms on my journey as an entrepreneur, and I ended up changing 4 times. And let me tell you something, it was really tough because every time I changed, I had to change all of my sales funnels and my email marketing campaigns and all that stuff. So I finally found my home that I will never leave. So I found my home with something called Social Connector. And Social Connector is basically a go high level white label platform. All right. And it's definitely a game changer because it has its own built-in storefront besides all the other stuff that it does. All right. And this is what I love about it so much because I use it for my CRM, but I use it for so many more things. And it allows you to just kind of cut the expenses that you don't need, all the software subscriptions. It actually allowed me to cut $11,000 from one of my clients very recently. I performed an expense audit for my client, and we found some software subscriptions that weren't needed because the Social Connector platform, we moved her over to that, and we were able to cut $11,000 per year. Mind blowing. So here's why I think that Social Connector's storefront is a game changer. So the first reason is because it's fully integrated with your CRM, okay? Because it actually is the CRM, meaning that you can build an email list at the same time, okay? The second reason is because there's no crazy listing fees. You keep more of the profits. You actually keep all of the profits, okay? Except for your payment processor. I mean, you're always going to have that, right? Like Stripe or something similar to that, okay? It depends on who your payment processor is and what those fees are, but you really can't get around the payment fees. Another reason is because there's instant product delivery, and you can 100% automate your sales process because it's all built in together. So it's less manual work. And then the third reason is, I already mentioned this, is that it's an all-in-one platform. So there's actually no need for extra tools. Your store, your CRM, and your automations are all in one place, which I absolutely love. It really streamlines a business, and and it cuts the expenses at the same time. So basically, it kind of lets you run a digital product business on autopilot. And the best part about that is that you can get started today. It's very easy. You just sign up and you set up your store and all that other good stuff, and it's really not difficult. So how do you set up and start selling digital products inside Social Connector? All right, so now that you know why Social Connector storefront is the best option, let's talk about how to actually set it up and start selling, okay? So step 1 would be to sign up for Social Connector, all right? I signed up for it sometime last year. This is when I was struggling from platform to platform, and the platforms that I was using just weren't cutting it all because I had to purchase additional software subscriptions, and my expenses just kept going up, and I was like, oh my god. And I wanted something all in one. So I found out about Social Connector and I signed up a year ago, and you can actually start for free with a 14-day trial. So there's no risk at all to check it out. And that's exactly what I did. All right. So step 2 would be to, once you sign up, right, you're going to log in, you're going to, look at some of the beginner videos, because there's also a community. Once you sign up for Social Connector, you're placed inside of a community. The owner of Social Connector actually does trainings, I think like twice a week. He does office hours where you can hop on live office hours on a Zoom call, and you can ask any question that you want to help you get started, which is so cool. So the next step after you sign up for your 14-day trial would be to actually create your first digital product, right? So you would want to choose a product type. What kind of product do you want? A workbook, a template, a mini course, whatever makes sense to you. And then you would design it using Canva or Google Docs or, some Notion, something like that, and save it as a PDF. And then, of course, on the back end of Social Connector, you just set it up for instant delivery so that your customer gets their product automatically, all right? They purchase. You have a workflow set up in Social Connector, and it does everything in the background. You can be sleeping and still selling these, okay? And the product will get delivered to the customer while you're sleeping. And then step number 3 is just to upload and automate all of your sales. So you would actually add your digital product to your Social Connector store. Super easy to do. You can connect it all. And then you set your pricing and your payment options. And then you actually connect it to those email automations so that you can upsell other offers. All right. So hello, extra income, right? Because you're always, you want to show your customers what other things that you have to offer, right? That could be of value to them. And step number 4 would be to basically just spread the word. So you would want to start promoting, right? You have to promote it everywhere. There's lots of different ways to do that, right? So that you can start making sales. So you'd post it on social media by doing, reels and posts, and you could do Pinterest. Really wherever your audience is hanging out is the place that you would want to post. But I always like to repurpose all of my social media posts on different platforms. And just a quick note with that. So I do repurpose, and it is helping to grow my other platforms, even though I'm not super focused on them and I'm focused on a certain one. Okay. So that's just a nice little hint. So there is a discount, and there is the 14-day trial, like I told you about, and you can kind of dive in, look around, see what it's like. And that's about it. And also you can offer a limited time discount to boost your initial sales to your customers. All right. There's lots of different things that you can do when you're promoting your offer. So that's about it. Like once it's set up, your store kind of just runs on autopilot, and bringing in passive income while you're able to focus on other things. So that is why I love Social Connector so much. So let's talk about why you should start selling digital products and starting today. So let me tell you something. If I had known about Social Connector storefront a lot earlier, like 4 platforms ago, I would have actually started selling digital products years ago. That's one of my biggest regrets, is that I didn't start digital marketing a long time ago. All right. I've been in business since 2010. I started my virtual assistant company back in 2010 at the age of 40, when my 3 little daughters were, they were little, they were growing up before my eyes. Daycare costs were expensive, and working outside the home just wasn't an option for me anymore. And that's when I started my virtual assistant business, again, at the age of 40. And, now in today's day and age, there's no reason why any one of us can't make an income from home with digital products. All right. It really is just one of the simplest, most scalable ways to make passive income, because you don't have to create anything. You don't have to be an expert. You don't need a fancy website. And by the way, Social Connector includes building a website. All right, if you want one, and sales funnels and email marketing and so much more, you guys. Texting your customers. There's so much, I really can't even explain it all in one little episode, but there's a lot. So basically, you just need a product that people need, right, and a simple way to deliver it. Now, another beautiful part is, there's PLR products out there, right, and MRR products. Those are products that you don't have to create yourself. So instead of even creating them yourself, you can go a step further and not have to do that either. So how cool is that? How easy does that make it to actually start selling digital products? I mean, I wish I had that back in 2010 when I started my virtual assistant business, and I did not, right? It was a little bit different of a world. And now we're in, a digital era, right? Where everyone has so much more opportunity. So, this is my question for you today. So what is stopping you from getting started? If you are interested in earning money from home, earning money online, what is your barrier, right? Because honestly, the hardest part is just deciding to do it, right? And here's the thing. So I'm going to make it easier for you today, all right? Because you can actually test out Social Connector's storefront completely free. Again, that's how I got started. And now I'm sharing it with you, all right? So if you want to start making passive income, without dealing with Etsy or Shopify or expensive software or a bunch of different software subscriptions, this is definitely the way to go. All right. So if you're ready to start selling digital products and creating that passive income, then your next step is super simple. All you have to do is just try out Social Connector free for 14 days and then just set up your store and dabble around in there a little bit. Ask questions, because once you purchase it, once you're in for that 14-day free trial, you go into a community of other like-minded folks that are using the product for their own businesses. All right. Whether they're using that for their email marketing, they're using it for, you can schedule your posts on social media ahead of time so that you don't have to be on your phone all the time worrying about what am I going to post next, right? You can have your storefront. You can have funnels. Oh my goodness, there's all kinds of automations that you can put in place. Really, really cool automations actually. And you can get as fancy with them as you want, or just stay as simple as you want. And also, it helps you make money while you're sleeping, right? So, I mean, to me, that is like the ultimate situation, is to be able to do that. All right. So if you are interested in learning more about Social Connector, I'm going to pop a link below so that you guys can check that out. Go check it out. You'll be placed into the community. I'm actually even here to help out with that. And if you purchase a Social Connector from me, from this video, just from watching this video, then I am going to throw in my free mentorship. Okay. It's not something that I have to do. It's something that I want to do. Not only would you go into the Social Connector community so that you can learn and have free trainings every single week, I think twice a week, I'll also place you in my private community as well. We're learning how to create our own digital products. We're learning how to create digital income streams, different sources, okay? Whether you want to be a virtual assistant, whether you want to sell digital products, whether you want to do affiliate marketing, all right? There's lots of different ways to build the multiple income streams, and having a system like this is super important. Another thing that I love about this as well is that, as I mentioned, I started my virtual assistant business back in 2010, and it's still going strong today, but I'm actually now a business strategist and an operations manager. So I actually learned along the way, and I promoted myself, and now I can demand a higher rate. But now what I do is I actually help my clients set up their systems just like this, and I recommend Social Connector. And I've actually moved my one client over, which I just told you about, and saved that client $11,000 per year. And it does everything and more than all those different subscriptions did that were costing thousands and thousands of dollars. And some of them weren't even being used. Crazy, crazy stuff. So I will promote this until I can't promote it anymore, because I feel so strongly about it. And again, I think I started out with MailChimp a couple years ago, and then I moved to, I used Aweber. I tried System.io, which was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And there was another one I tried, and I can't remember the name of it. I cannot remember the name of it, but it was like a course builder. Oh, and speaking of that, you can actually house your courses, and you can create a community, just like a Facebook community, in a Social Connector as well. And you house it off of social media, so that if you lose your social media profile, like I did back in last year, I lost everything. I lost all of my 3,000 connections. That won't happen to you if you create your community off of social media. You own all of those contacts, all right? Unlike Facebook or, whatever other platform. All right, so that's about it for today. If you guys have any questions whatsoever about Social Connector, just let me know. Oh, by the way, the cost for Social Connector is $97 a month, and that's it. There's 0 extra fees, and they're adding on new features all of the time. Some of the newer features are QR codes, where you can create your own QR codes and use them in your social media, use them in your promotions. My client was actually paying a separate QR code generator fee, and we were able to cut that right out as well. So for $97 a month, which is actually the same cost as, let me give you an example, as a stand store. It's the same cost as System.io, except System.io does not do all of the functions that Social Connector does. And it is so worth the investment, especially when it puts things on autopilot, and it helps you to cut down on the manual work. All right. So that is it for today. You guys, if you're interested, I'm going to put the link below. If you have any questions, I'm happy to hop on a call with any one of you to talk to you and actually show you the background. Like I'll take you inside the, so you can look at the nuts and bolts of Social Connector and see if that's something that will help you or maybe one of your clients. And another cool thing too is that they have an affiliate program. So you can actually take this program, use it for yourself, build your email list, build your website, build your blog, use it for your social media posting, use it for all of your automations. Not only can you use it for your own business, but you can also use it for clients if you're in service work, or if you're a virtual assistant and you want to expand your services and you want to demand higher rates. This is a great way to do it. So I recommend this to my clients, and I do get a commission when I recommend that to my clients. So not only can this help you with your own business, but you can actually become an affiliate, which is very cool. So that's like a total win-win for me. All right, so if you're excited as I am, let me know. Tell me in the comments, what would you use this for? Would you be interested in showing this opportunity to some of your clients, or or maybe just kind of diving in and using all the different automations for yourself? All right, I would love to know. And again, if you sign up through me, you're going to receive my free mentorship. So if you have any questions about building funnels, or how to set up your email campaigns, or how to set up your business in general inside of Social Connector, I will be available. I'll give you my WhatsApp. I will give you my personal email address, and we could even hop on like a Zoom if you needed a walkthrough. Okay, so that is my premise to you. If you are interested in signing up for Social Connector under me, again, you'll receive the Social Connector community, which is amazing in itself because they have their calls every week, but you'll also be placed in my community and you will have my mentorship as well. All right. So I'm very, very excited about this opportunity, and I hope that you are too. And so go check it out. You get the free 14 days just to see if that's something that's, would really, really help you automate your business or even get started with digital marketing. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you, hopping from CRM to CRM was difficult, and it did make my life a little harder, actually a lot harder. But I'm glad that I found my home here inside Social Connector. And now I'm just automating all the pieces and, setting up my systems. And now I'm helping other people do that as well. All right. And that's something you could even do. You could offer that kind of service. So that is it for today, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Digital Income Lab. And again, message me, drop a comment below if you have any questions, and I'm happy to answer them. All right. So you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next episode.